Number 1, select all the expressions that are equivalent to 64. The little upward arrow indicates an exponent. For example, 2 arrow 6 means 2 to the 6th power. So in this case here, it looks a little bit like this. And this one here looks like 2 to the 8th, 4 to the 3rd, 8 to the 2nd power, 1 to the 64th power, and 32 to the 2nd power here. So, which ones are equivalent to 64? In this case here, we know this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So if we do 2 times 2, we get 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. 32 times 2 is 64. So yes, yes, A is equivalent to 64. 2 to the 8th power is like saying 2 to the 6th power, and then we're multiplying by 2 more 2's. So if we know 2 to the 6th is already equal to 64, if we multiplied 64 times 4, it wouldn't be equal to 64. 4 to the 3rd power is like saying 4 times 4 times 4. Couple of ways to look at this. First of all, we could just do 4 times 4, which is 16. 16 times 4, which is 64. Or you can look back at this one, saying 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Since we know that this is 64, and we know each of these pieces is 4, then C is also equal to 64. Now, 8 to the 2nd power is like saying 8 times 8. So, in this one here, we have 8 times 8, which is 64. So our one here, 1 to the 64th power is like saying 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, 64 times. So, if we're multiplying 1 times 1, we get 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And so on and so forth, which would give us 1 at the end, not 64. 32 to the 2nd power is like saying 32 times 32. And we know 32 times 2 is 64, but 32 times 32 is going to get us a much bigger number here. So we know our answers here are A, C, and D.